Here is your crown jewel update for this week. The latest on the murder journalist, the one who the Saudi crown prince said that he and his government had nothing to do with. Nothing at all. He just walked out of the consulate that day that he went missing. Right? That's what they originally said. Oh, he left that day. He walked out of the consulate. Then their story changed. To, well, it was a team of 15 men who flew to Turkey to confront the guy inside the consulate, which led to a fist fight. And when he screamed, one of the men put him in a chokehold and killed him accidentally. This was not a premeditated attack. This was an accident. That was their next story. Well, now their story changed yet again. This is the gang that can't shoot straight here. And now they admit, yeah, it was premeditated after all. On their own state-run news media, the Saudi prosecutor admitted that the murder was premeditated. Based on new information, they claim that they received from a joint investigation conducted in Turkey. But it matters not, though, to WWE. Sweet Saudi Money 2, Electric Boogaloo, will take place as planned in Riyadh this Friday. They included this statement in their third quarter financial results this week. They said WWE has operated in the Middle East for nearly 20 years and has developed a sizable and dedicated fan base. Considering the heinous crime committed at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, the company faced a very difficult decision as it relates to its event scheduled for November 2nd. Similar to other U.S.-based companies who plan to continue operations in Saudi Arabia, the company has decided to uphold its contractual obligations to the General Sports Authority and stage the event. Full year 2018 guidance is predicated on the staging of the Riyadh event as scheduled. For all of us layman folks, allow me to translate that. Two big names who seem to agree with all of this hate for Crown Jewel, and you hear people saying, "I can't believe they're going over there." How do the wrestlers feel? And you hear stories about wrestlers who don't want to go. Well, two people who apparently agree with that sentiment or echo that sentiment, and who may not be going to Saudi Arabia for the show, are John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Cena is scheduled to be part of the U.S. Open because it's not really a World Cup. And Bryan is scheduled to challenge AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, which is one of the feature matches on the card. Now, Barstool Sports was first to break the news that both guys had communicated to WWE that they had no interest in partaking in the show, given the whole situation that's been going on. Pro Wrestling Sheet has since confirmed that Daniel Bryan is refusing to go. They have not been able to confirm the same for John Cena, although Barstool said pretty declaratively, as of a few days ago on their Twitter, that Cena is still 100% off the show. And that was as of 2 days ago that they reported that. Now, John Pollock reported that WWE was hopeful they could convince Cena to do the show and come to terms, but there's been no movement on Cena's part so far. Excuse me. So that is three different people. That's three different people confirming with their own sources that there is something going on here. So this is not just some bullshit story. And yeah, just because Cena may end up showing up doesn't mean this is not a legitimate story. It's an ongoing thing. And again, when you have 3 or 4 different, news sites and people talking about this, then you know that there's smoke to that fire. So that's what's going on there. Now, WWE has not denied any of this. They issued a very vague statement to the news that Cena and Bryan were not going to be going, saying only, "As always, we maintain an open line of communication with our performers and will address each situation accordingly." So as a PR person, I read that and I say, well, they just confirmed it. They're not going to come right out and say it. But if these stories were bullshit, they would come out and they would say there's no truth to them whatsoever. They would have John Cena and or Daniel Bryan come out with their own statements saying that there's no truth to it. So there is something definitely going on here. Now with Cena, there's not much they can do, right? I mean, what can they really do to him? He's a made man. He can do what he wants. Bryan less so. He's not quite at that level, I don't think. But he doesn't strike me as being somebody who is overly bothered by the money aspect of things. So if he feels that strongly about it, then he won't be there. It's simple as that. He will not be there. And I don't know then what the backup plan would be as far as the WWE title is concerned. But this has it's turned into a total, complete shit show. And it's one of their own making. You know, you choose to do business with people like this. These are the headaches that you're going to run into. It ain't the first, and I guarantee you it won't be the last time either. Especially they got a 10-year deal. Guarantee you this won't be the last time something like this happens.